Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today's video is all about the 1954 penny. Now, the way we'll do it is first we'll talk about some of the general history, but then we'll get into the ones that are worth well above the regulars because they're either in really nice condition, but more importantly, either an error or a variety, where the varieties you're looking really closely on the coin to see if there's like a special characteristic that collectors are going to really value because it shows that something went wrong in the die making process that's used to strike the coins. So anyways, let's get right into the presentation. I've done my research and am excited to share it with you, so we'll head over there right now. This video is sponsored by Whatnot, a live stream auctions and shopping app that I frequently sell coins and collectibles on. My link at the top of the description gives you $15 off your first order when you sign up through it, so definitely check that out. Plus, it's a great way to support my channel since any buy that you make with a new account gives me a nice bonus too. Hope to see you on some of those auctions. Let's get into the video. So let's jump into the 1954 Lincoln cent, and you can pause this for a little bit more info on the general series itself. They made some zinc-coated steel ones in 1943. It was the first time a person was on a U.S. circulating coin, Abraham Lincoln, for his 100th anniversary of his birthday, 1909, but the coin itself is a better coin to have in strong condition, so mint state 65 is not worth certifying, but the values are a little bit higher than some of the dates near it for mint state 66 and certainly mint state 67. So if you think you have a gorgeous one and it's booming red with luster and almost no distracting marks, you could consider certifying it. The mintage of 71 million is a little bit lower than a lot of the dates around it, so that also probably contributes to the fact that there are fewer really nice ones out there. But the proof ones, you want to look for high contrast between the fields and the devices, and here are just some sample values, but 1954 proof sets aren't super common, so 233,000 of them being made is not a huge amount, but the circulating strikes, you really want to look for the double die obverse. There's going to be two. This is the first one where there's a little extra eyelid underneath the main one. It's a common variety on the wheat pennies themselves, and this is a value for an uncertified one. So mint state 65 uncertified red is $12, whereas just a regular uncertified one would be like $2. If you pay like $20 to put it in a PCGS holder, then it's worth $15. So you're losing money by certifying ones that are going to be mint state 65. There's also a double die obverse where there's just an extra little bar underneath the 4 on the rightmost side of the date, and this one's a little bit more valuable. People find it a bit more desirable, and it makes sense. I think things on the dates are a lot more interesting than like the third, and this is a little bit of a nicer one, but extra eyelids just because it's a pretty minor detail, but still something that I would recommend looking for just because you can do it on any coin, and if your interest is the varieties, this is a good one to search for. In terms of some of the errors, I always find these really neat. This one received, it looks like a double clip. It was definitely struck off center, but it would have been clipped first, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe a combination of two clips. I mean, that's what they're sort of insinuating on the label, and then obviously when it's a more irregular planchet, more likely to not properly fall into the blank and the striking chamber, I mean, and this one sold for $340. Any wheat penny error people find interesting and pay up a lot relatively to, say, a 1964 Lincoln Memorial from 10 years later. There's also this one, which was broad struck, sold for $60. That means the retaining collars that are supposed to be around it, like on the sides, that prevent the planchet from expanding, were not there, and that's exactly what this coin did. You can see how the metal flows way beyond the normal, flowing outwards on pretty much every side of this coin. And then lastly, there's this one, which was struck on a 10-cent planchet. This one circulated for a little bit, so I guess people didn't realize what it was or didn't think to pull it out, but this one sold for $800 back in 2007, would sell for more today, and it seems like something happened to it. Maybe it was scratched or cleaned or something like that, but it shows, people cared a lot less about errors when these were coming out, but this would be on a silver planchet, which is always interesting, and you can see how, the striking, not only is the dime a little bit smaller, but the details don't really fix very well because of that. The In God We Trust is really, really muted. But those are a good look at some of the main errors that I was able to find for the series, as well as the different varieties. Nothing wild on the varieties front, but I still think it's interesting to discuss them just because there are things for people who are variety collecting enthusiasts to search for on them, as well as the proofs and, of course, the better date status in really high condition. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.